everyone. This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 193, and we're recording on June 14th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Okay, we're recording on a Tuesday, which in itself is kind of weird. Anita went to a baseball game yesterday, so that's why we're recording today.
Did you guys win at least?
No, they got wrecked.
Oh.
No.
4-1.
That's not too bad.
Essentially, we're only going to cover like a normal episode, so it's just going to be Monday to Monday, but we will be talking about, since we're covering the BTS song, we will cover about the BTS news that came out on Monday.
Okay.
Or today on Tuesday, actually.
Yes,
Tuesday.
today.
So, BTS news will go into the next week info, but everything else will just be next week. I don't know if I even explained that, but it is what it is. So we're covering 3 songs this week. Woo-Ah with Danger, BTS Yet to Come, and then we are talking about MCND's, is it Watt 1? Like,
WAT1.
WAT1? Why am I gonna call it Watt 1?
Wat,
Watt 1. Watt. Okay.
Let's start off with
Woo-Ah with Danger. So this is from Envy Entertainment. They debuted 2020. Last 3 songs were Catch the Stars, Purple, and I Don't Miss You, with 0 music showings so far.
Danger,
This
danger.
is the song.
What do you mean? It's a song.
Okay.
Elaborate.
There's a couple ways for me to describe this song.
Okay.
One of them is a cheese grater.
What?
Cheese grater.
What do you mean?
If you rub it against your ears or something.
What?
Oh,
What do you
okay.
say?
So not
second
positive.
The second one
Okay.
is, the second way you could describe this is, you know, when you're in high school, and there's like a weird kid, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the weird kid's like a little pleasant, but sometimes you're like, man, this kid is weird, right? That's what this song is. You know what I mean? Like the weird kid, you're not like afraid of them, or they're not like they don't do anything terrible, but you're like, that's a weird kid, you know?
A little
that's
off.
They're not
That's
creepy.
a little off.
It's just kind of off. Okay.
Yeah, that's what this song is.
I think I know what you mean. Kind of.
Okay, my cheese grater meaning is this chorus has this high sound going on, like whoop,
The lead synth.
it's bad. Like objectively, it's not good, right? Like that's why I call it a grater. It's very grating. At least I thought, right? And then there's like an overdose of bass under it too. Like there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it goes deep, lower.
There's like a plucky bass, right? Bong, bang,
Yeah.
bong, bang, bong, bang, bang, bang. And
It's one of those songs. Oh no, keep on.
yeah, no, it's the most of the track is the bong bang bong bang bass and the lead synth that plays at the top and just counteracting each other a lot.
Yeah, I was out like so. I play FIFA with my sound off a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So I play music in the background, or I turn off the music and all this, and like I just play with the ambient noises, right? Like, so I was listening to all these songs, and then the second this chorus hit, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lower the sound a little bit, you know? Like, yeah, you know exactly what I mean, right? If you listen to this song on full blast and this chorus hits, up until the chorus, and the parts that aren't the chorus, I find they're kind of nice. I liked it. I liked where it was
Agree.
going. I thought it was
Yes.
interesting. And then we hit this chorus, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you made this decision here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way because I feel like the build-up was interesting enough. Like, oh, this is the instrumental. I wouldn't say was amazing, but I thought it was going somewhere that I thought could be resolved in the chorus pretty well. I had hopes for the song there, but then when we got to the chorus, I don't know. I just felt like it was a little off. Like the momentum didn't feel quite right either. I don't know. And then there was a part later in the song where they go like a more electronic sound.
Yep.
And I actually preferred that. I thought like, oh, this seemed to fit a little bit better than what was going on previously. So I don't know.
Here's the thing, right? You mentioned momentum, and I feel like that. Right, you were talking about the chorus. When the chorus hits, they do the anti-drop thing. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a trend on K-pop that never needed to happen. But it's
Yeah,
here.
it has happened for a while.
Right. It's just everyone's doing an anti-drop for some reason. I feel like this is one example of not doing a good job of it, or honestly, like I feel like the track would have been better if they didn't do an anti-drop with it.
Yes.
Right. Because like you mentioned, like at near the end, they have a much more generic sounding drop, and that I honestly like. I can understand why that sounds a lot more interesting and a lot more pleasant to listen to. And it almost makes me think, right? Like I'm gonna put on my big brain hat over here because I feel like this track made a lot of those decisions purposefully. You know what I mean?
Purposefully.
The cheese grater, you know how cheap all of that sounds, like the bass sounds cheap, the lead synth sounds cheap. It's just cheap sounding sounds, and I feel like to a degree it's done that on purpose. You know, there's like, you know what I mean?
To be
like,
a little off.
It's a little off on purpose. That's what I'm getting. Like the producer, Hey, Hae, this guy's like one of the main producers at JYP these days. Like he's done a lot with Twice. He's done a lot with like, yeah, he's there. I just can't believe that he's oblivious to the point where he would use.
Can I make one another observation?
Yeah.
Why is there a cholo outfit, Anita?
Oh.
What outfit? Sorry, Doug, you're
cholo
cutting off a
outfit.
bit. What outfit?
Oh, okay. I think you're lagging, Warren. There's a it's called a cholo outfit.
Cholo?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's a certain type of styling.
It's a Mexican American sort of urban look.
Street
That's essentially what
look.
it is.
You guys are talking about
Yeah.
the end. The end.
Yes, the
Yeah,
khaki
yeah.
shorts,
What is-
God.
the flannel.
Clearly the stylist will watch something on TV or YouTube and it's like, that's the look we're going for. You know? I don't know. Am I crazy, Anita?
No,
I
no.
thought it was very obvious.
Dude, no, I didn't get Mexican vibes. I was thinking like they just went for like a Kevin Nguyen nerd kind of vibe. Not that Kevin Nguyen's a nerd, but like the flannel, I was like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can see both of those references. I just felt like it came out of nowhere. Like it didn't seem to fit with the video concept.
No, like
So it was very confusing.
every other moment in the music video, they're wearing like just nice dresses, like, you know, little one pieces, and like sometimes it's casual, sometimes it's kind of like school uniforms.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're like full on like casual mode, and I was like, what's going on? Like,
Street
is this
urban wear.
I don't think this is urban wear, you know? Like, look at those pants.
I mean, the reason why I thought it was a cholo look was because they had the flannel only the top unbuttoned, which I think is like really.
Yeah. I mean, like, I see it. If you say like this is what it reminded me of, I see it.
I feel like the button the top part and then leave the rest open. That's been a really trendy thing in Korea, right? Recently.
Interesting.
But like,
Well, where do you think it started, Warren? South Central LA, dude.
but like nobody does it with this kind of shirt and pants. Like it's just like forcing something that doesn't work.
Warren,
out, no?
look at the picture I just sent you. Literally, it's that look.
Okay, I mean
think
they
they
don't
were-
own this look. That's what I'm saying.
They had something cropped to make it more, I guess, women wear style, feminine. But yeah, I just thought like, as with other parts of the song, it seemed to come out of nowhere. It was like confusing to see it because it didn't seem to fit the concept.
I know that UA is not like a very famous group, so like some people probably haven't seen the music video. Just skip to the end, like you will see immediately what we're talking about. They're just like full on Converses, knee high socks, and gigantic cargo shorts for no reason. So
if you look at Wua's song, "Catch the Stars," I actually like that song. It was a very like Uju Sonyo-esque girl group song. I thought when we had that one, kind of dreamlike. And then you go back another song, that Purple song. We didn't cover it on the podcast, but I've listened to it before. That song's an experience too. That song is crazy. Like their company doesn't know if we're going to be a traditional girl group or we're just gonna make these ridiculous risks or leaps with their music.
I think I went back after hearing their last track. I went back and listened to the rest of their discography. No, they have a pretty consistent sound. All of it sounds pretty stupid. The exception was the last track we covered. Like
Catch the Stars.
Yeah, Catch the Stars. I think Catch the Stars was the exception. All of it else, stupid is just that's supposed to be a joke. I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm saying they have a consistent sound. I do think, hear me out. I do think they're evolving, right? I do think they're improving. right? I think the individual member performances are getting better
Yeah,
to
the
the
kids
point.
are good.
Yeah.
It's just the musical choice, I think.
Right, like to the point where like I feel like at this point like Nana was clearly the worst rapper, but now I feel like Nana is doing an even better job than Lucy is over here. Like I'm seeing people improve. I like people. I'm seeing their choreos improve as well.
Yes.
So I feel like they're on a track there, right? And like to be frank, compared to their earlier stuff, I do like this a lot more. Like the song does have nice moments, you know, like.
Do you think it's more memorable whether it's for better or for worse?
No, no. I still haven't gotten to the main thing I want to talk about the track. No, there's a good moment with the track. There's positive aspects to the track, and I'm trying to.
Yes.
Doug is like, you're poo-pooing me, sir. He's clearly giving me the look. No, there's like a very clever wordplay throughout the track, and I have to go into Korean a little bit here. Because the track is called Danger in English, but it's also called 단거 in Korean, right? 단거 means something sweet, right? Now, so they keep going back and forth between saying 단거 and danger. Danger, if you don't speak English fluently, could be read as danger, or you know, danger is a stupidly spelled word. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? Like, right? The E is in the wrong place. Like, okay, so there's 단거 and danger, right? That's one thing. And then in the chorus, they're like 단거 딴거 보다 단거 your love, which means I want something different. I want something sweet, which is your love, right? Like, so they're going off of saying 단거 and 단거, and they're going back and forth so often throughout the chorus. I'm listening and I'm like, okay, like, you know, it kind of sounds like they're saying both at the same time. And I felt like that was kind of a cute, clever wordplay. And it's very clear to me that once they start talking about stuff like that, I'm digging the bottom of the barrel a bit here. To the point where I'm like, okay, they're onto something. I feel like they could work out with this sound, right? I feel like they're onto something, because it's kind of leaving off of where hyperpop left off of in K-pop, right? Like if you think about tracks like 눈누난나 by not the Jessie track. You know what I'm talking about, Anita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they had a member switch up.
Right. The one with the Yumish girl now, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Signature.
Yes. I feel like this kind of goes off of where they left off. Into this.
I can see that actually.
Right. It's kind of this off-brand hyperpop Sophie aesthetic. And I know that's a bit of a harsh thing to say, but I do feel like nobody's just perfectly crafted that sound yet outside of what aespa's done, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm remaining hopeful, even though we have said repeatedly it's kind of poo-poo.
I mean, this is not it, but it has been an attempt.
Right. And I'm seeing improvement, so like that's where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna just straight on poop on them, you know.
Yeah, I think their music, I kind of like that it's weird though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's memorable in a way, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing: is it gonna be a dumpster fire in a good way? Dumpster fire in a bad way? I feel like this is leading a dumpster fire in a good way.
No,
like,
dude,
if anything,
this is one of those songs where it's like so bad it's kind of good. Like. Like I'll listen to it and I'll be like, dang, this is kind of danky, you know? Like, I like this way more than Cash the Stars.
Was that too normal?
Really? I guess I'm a normie.
Dude,
like
Cash the Stars. Why listen to Cash the Stars when like Fromis has been doing something way better 3 times?
Because I don't want to feel like my head's about to explode, dude. That's why I listen to Catch the Stars.
But what if you want your head to explode? Then you listen to you know?
All right, dude.
Danger. Get danky.
Okay. Let's move to the next one. The big discussion came out on Friday. BTS is yet to come. In parentheses, the most beautiful moment. So they are from Big Hit / Hype, debut 2013. Last 3 songs: My Universe, which is the one they did with Coldplay, Permission to Dance, and Butter. 152 music show wins so far. And the music video for Yet to Come is now the fastest music video to reach 1 million views. They did it in 7 minutes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
So I feel like this song without context versus this song with context of the news that came out today are 2 different songs.
Really?
I don't agree at all.
Well, okay. The reason I'm saying that is I'm gonna do the news that came out, right?
Go
so
ahead.
the news is essentially on July 14th today, the group wrapped up their 2022 BTS Festa, which is a yearly celebration of the anniversary of their debut. They released a video which shared when they were eating together, and they made an important announcement about their future. And Suga began the conversation by saying, "quote We've entered an off season," end quote. And the video's official subtitles was translated to "We're going on a hiatus now," but it's not really a hiatus. We'll talk about that later, right? I felt like the context of this song as like a bookend to this period in BTS's career is a lot better. I think the song can stand alone, but I think it's more meaningful with the context we're getting that they're taking a musical break as Seven.
I see.
Okay. I guess my argument is that context is already laid out in the track.
To some extent, yeah.
Right.
Depending on how much you keep up with the group, maybe.
I don't know. Like I obviously am not a hardcore army. I don't follow up with every BTS news out there. But I thought, honestly, after listening to the track, I was like, okay, give it a couple days, they're gonna announce going to the military or something like that. That's what I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Clearly that's not the case. But like the track in itself is very, 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 very much like looking back at the
Reminiscing.
stuff they've done. Right. They're just looking back at the route they've taken their whole career so far, both in the song and the music video. So to a moment, I was like 9 years is a bit of an awkward moment to do that, you know? Like, so I was like, there's gotta be a reason they're doing that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think the reason was right. So I feel like the context of it, if anything, was already laid out in the track, and this is like the announcement was more like
Confirmation, maybe.
No, I agree
essentially,
though.
yeah,
Even
essentially.
pre-announcement, I thought this is clearly the bookend of something, right?
Right.
I just didn't know what it was. So
Right. It
that
feels.
means. Oh no,
Yeah,
keep
go
going.
ahead. No, go ahead.
For what the song is, right? Now, I thought we were gonna get something hype, initially.
Yeah.
So that let me down a little bit, but that's not their fault, right? It was my personal expectations. For what it is, as basically a bookend piece, right? I think it serves its job really well.
Yeah.
The lyrics are good. Like, normally I'm not a big lyric person, but even the way they start, like, was it honestly the best? Because I'm just,
Yes,
because
I
I
love
want to
the
see
lyrics.
the next. That's a very impactful line, right? Like, you know how, like, okay, here's an experience. When you graduate from college, right? And you leave college, and there's a pre-existing notion in the United States, like, college was the best time ever, because I didn't have a job and yada yada yada.
Party.
And you're kind of you're teetering on the edge of actually being a real adult, right? And you look back on the college years, like you're in the you've just taken your final, and you're in that awkward period between finals and the actual graduation ceremony, right? And you're kind of sitting there, and you kind of think like, was this the good times?
Is that the peak?
was this my peak?
Was this where I peaked in life?
But then you kind of be like, well, I got this job offer. Now I'm gonna make a ton of money. I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen. Something like that.
Oh.
Or something like, or you're just like, oh, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna get to explore myself more as a real adult, right? I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of what this piece essentially is, right? And man, it made this song. I don't normally get sentiments. I was looking back at like certain periods of my life with this song. I was like, was that the
Yeah.
best? Was that the best? But is it yet to come? Like all those
You
things.
never know. It can't be for sure.
I don't know. Anita, do you also agree the music video was good? The lyrics were good in the song.
Yeah. No, I liked that lyrically there's some references to their previous singles, their hits, their songs, their discography in general. But I did like that they started with the chorus to some extent. And I guess I had a different interpretation of that phrase. Like, was it really the best? Because I feel like when you're at the top, you don't really know, like, are we gonna keep going? Was this it? And I feel like maybe the context of the news now, it makes it seem like, yes, that was the best for us as a group, maybe, but we're still doing more. And now it's going to be
So you're
more
like,
interesting.
hey, we scored a 98 on the last test, but that next one we gonna score 100. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
what it feels
right?
like. Like that was
Okay.
a really good
I
time.
like that too.
But it's like there's still more to come, and maybe in a different way, and we'll get into that as well in the news.
I honestly thought that was the only way to look at that part of the lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be straight honest here. I think the lyrics were not good. I thought they were very flat and like fillery almost. Felt very
see.
repetitive. Like they said the part about they said they like singing like I don't know several times, and I was like, of course you guys are musicians. Like what do you what do you like if you're a musician? You probably like music. And I don't know. Like I here's the thing. I like the message. I'm not gonna say I don't like the message. I like the message. It's obviously something that only they can say at this point of their career, right? Like there's how many K-pop artists can release a song with this message? Like probably like what 5 max, you know? So I'm like, okay, I like the message. The delivery of it, the execution of it is where I felt like it fell flat a little bit, where like it felt very fillery, like saying stuff like "그날의 향이 있음이 벅차게," or like, oh, like you know, we're just running to the top, like you know, a new like the word choices, you know, like a new chapter, like come on, like
Well, I saw that. My opinion was they weren't trying to make it one coherent song in terms of lyrics. I felt like they're trying to say 7 different perspectives of the lyrics. That's why they could repeat certain things.
I think that's fine, but like at the same time, I'm listening to one song. It's gonna need to be one song. It's not working as one song because the lyrics, I don't know. It's not even about the fact that they're repeating what each other said. It's about the fact that they are saying the same thing in different like words, and like it's very shallow about it. Like it's not like there's a good analogy or like there's like the word choice is not good because it's pretty just generical stuff. Like,
Do you kind of wish it was more more complex as far as going into these feelings? Maybe like don't like not as space.
I don't see
In the
honestly.
language?
I don't even need it to be like complex. I just don't want the lyrics to be kind of just using same generic words over and over again. And I feel like BTS has definitely made better lyrics in the past.
I see.
That's where I'm making this comparison off of. Like I'm not comparing them to like I don't know, like the Beatles over here. I'm just, you know, based on what I've listened to with this group. Or based on what they've done on their solo work. Like I can definitely say this is one of their not good works as a lyricist. Not now that being said, it's not like BTS wrote all of the lyrics. The rappers wrote their, you know, parts, but other than that, I think someone else wrote the lyrics. And, you know, can't tell with these credits. What I did like about the track is the way the song flows with the chorus and the chords.
I like the melody,
Right,
the piano.
like, what we have here is a very familiar melody and a very jazzy alt chord progression. It's a very complicated chord progression that we don't see in K-pop or pop music at all, really. And you create this very nice tension that just kind of like, I don't know, it's very repetitive, but I'm never getting sick of it. Kind of yeah, no, and I feel like that's like, you know, you don't get that often of K-pop. You know, it's not a typical money chord 2-5-1 progression. You know, I feel like that's really, really dope. You know,
I want to say that chord progression, it also kind of encompasses that whole feeling of like bittersweetness, maybe melancholy. Like it sounds a little sad, but it's not depressing. It's not like blue. You know, like it feels like a little bright in the beginning, and then we kind of get a little like, oh, there's some sadness there, but it's not that overpowering, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I like that part.
I feel like just reminiscing is inherently like 1% little bit blue, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Just in general, right? Like
Well,
not
like-
even to do with music, just in the concept of remembering things. It's just like a little bit sad.
But I do feel like
typically.
emotionally they're balancing reminiscing with like hopefulness for the future. So
Yes,
well.
Yes.
Right, where I feel like, okay, this is like, you know, the vibe is definitely there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and
Okay, so this is like not related to the song, but sort of in terms of concept and themes. like I always try to, like, let's say this is like the last time a group I'm in is meeting, or this is the last time we're doing something. I always try to take like a mental image of the last time when something happens.
Okay.
Like, for instance, in college, like when we had our final Shinoboro party, I at one point of the party, I like stepped back. I'm like, this is probably it, you know? Like, this is like I always think like this is the last time. I'm not saying, okay, so number one, I'm not saying this is BTS's last time, y'all. Don't angry at me. I'm talking about myself. Okay.
Dog, BTS.
No. Fake news. Fake news. But like sometimes when you're taking a precipice to another next thing in life, I like to sit there and think like, you gotta think, this group of people. So when I'm at that party that I was with our club, I was looking, I'm like, this group of people will probably never ever all be together again at one point. I'm not saying that. So I always like to take mental images of things. Let me clarify though. According to a statement from HYBE, BTS's solo projects are not a hiatus, as they will be working on projects as a group as well as individually. BTS are not taking on a hiatus. Members will be focusing more on solo projects at this time, is the quote that HYBE gave us. So what happened with the news of this quote unquote hiatus, if you want to call it that, or break is another word people have been throwing out, is basically Suga said we're in an off season, right? It got translated as hiatus in the subs. Western media took this and ran with it because so in Western media, if you say the word hiatus as a musical group, you typically means we're donezo, right? I.e. One Direction, because One Direction said a hiatus, and you know how that's going, right? And other news articles wrote articles saying that they're splitting up because of the word hiatus was thrown out there.
I mean, I felt like this announcement was more of like to connect it to what you mentioned previously. This feels like this is a song explaining that they're still together. Like, the group itself has not changed. It's just that this moment in time will not be the same, like moving on. Like, this has been a period of time. It ended really well for them, like super successfully, but like you won't be the same in like the next year. Like, you will grow, you will, like, things will change, but doesn't mean that it's ending.
So the way I saw and the way people describing is they're taking a break now so that they have longevity in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that on a business sense, that totally makes sense.
I mean, we've had groups in K-pop that haven't come back in like 5 years, and they do after 5 years. Like, I feel like all I'm hearing, honestly, like, I read this article in Korean, and I was like, they're just not coming back for a longer bit. Like, I feel like, you know, that makes sense for this group, you know.
I think underlying there's some things here. So people are doing solo stuff. We have some news about J-Hope. He's clearly doing solo stuff. I think another guy's on to be a variety show. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. We also have the military thing looming, right? So like, it's like functionally at the moment they might not be releasing music together as BTS, but all of them are still doing stuff. Whereas people generally construe the word hiatus means like we're all doing nothing, you know, which is completely the wrong way to look at this.
And I was looking at the summary, or I was reading a couple quotes off of their recent V Live or Bangtan TV on YouTube. I think it was actually not V Live, because they had like a live or show or something recorded. I wasn't super sure, but they had a thing called BTS Festa, which it gave a lot of context to the hiatus and the release of Proof and whatnot. And a big part of it feels like they are tired. They're just exhausted, and not only just like physically or energy wise, but like
they're exhausted from counting their money all day, guys.
No, I think that's not even a part of it. I think a part of what they said was that they don't know what to talk about anymore, right? Like, that's literally quoting them, and I feel like that's where, going back to the point I made about the lyrics, I was like, they've done better stuff lyrically in the past, and I feel like at this point they were writing the lyrics to this song with this message because they had to, not because they have a great inspiration to do so.
Man, you really hate these lyrics.
Dude, no, like, look at these lyrics. They've done way better. I honestly think, and they clearly don't disagree with that, in my opinion, because they have literally said, we don't know what to talk about anymore. We don't know what our direction has been after Dynamite, and we need this time to refocus, refresh. They need to refresh what their identity is, re-understand who they are as musicians, And I think a big part of that is going back to the music video. They run towards the school bus, right? Like
That's so. Can I just a quick bit that to me felt very symbolic because that was. I feel like that's a reference to their debut, if I'm correct. So it feels like we're leaving, and we're like we recognize where we came from, right? But we're leaving and we're going to another place. Like we're moving on.
Oh,
that's what I understood it because they got on the bus, right? And it seems like very, very reminiscing music, like the piano version of the instrumental.
See,
so
my interpretation of that was slightly different. Like I
really?
was getting No More Dream as well, right? Like that is like throughout the music video, like every visual thing. Well, most of the visual things, I think I would guess. I didn't pick up on everything, but there's a lot of visual motifs in the music video that are like throwback to like a moment for the armies or like some of their previous comebacks, and the school bus was also definitely that. To me, it felt like they were like saying they want to refine their chosim, and chosim is a Korean word, which means your first state of mind, right? Like they want to refine their purpose in terms of like
focus.
Right. They want to refocus as if they were debuting again. Is what that's what I kind of got because that's like. Yeah. A commonly said phrase, right, in Korean is like to say "초심을 찾다" or "초심을 되찾다," you know, like regain the attitude of someone
I also
new
feel
to the
like
game.
this period is so as musicians, you got to think in K-pop, you don't really express what you clearly are trying. You don't express yourself as an individual until you've gotten success in this industry, right? You basically the first couple songs of most groups, you're singing the lyrics that and you're conveying a message that the company chooses for you,
in
right?
K-pop, right?
In K-pop, and artists that are fortunate enough to make it to the point where they get some form of autonomy, they get to express themselves and what their life is and things like their viewpoints and things like that, right? And it feels like BTS is like, guys, we all got to get some life experiences so we can reload the money making gun here. Really, that's what it feels like to me, right?
It makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Like
I need time to explore myself. Like that's what it feels like.
Honestly, like it's. Going back to like, I'm gonna give out the hip hop analogy, given that like that's where BTS began, right? They began as a group that does like a pop version of hip hop music, and like if you look at a lot of successful rappers after they've become successful, their main narratives in their albums are like, I'm too rich, nobody around, I'm alone, I'm lonely. I have all this money. Money doesn't fill loneliness. I have all this money. I thought I'd be happy, but I'm no longer happy. That is a narrative that like Tyler did. That is a narrative that like Drake did. And it worked really, really well for those folks. But it's a narrative you never see outside of that specific genre, or you do sometimes, but like not as often. And I feel like stuff like that is a message that only BTS can do at this point. You know what I mean? Like if Woo-ah had a song about we're too rich, like that's not gonna make sense. No offense to Woo-ah, but like, and I feel like that's just one example. That's just one example of the direction they can go in that they still have not explored yet, even though they've been in the prime to do that for like, I don't know, I'd say like 3-4 years at this point.
I just don't think in a K-pop sense that could be super approachable.
I think it could work.
If anybody was to make it work, it would be them, I think.
But yeah, I feel like that's not exclusively, generally close to exclusively thing for hip hop because money and flexing is a main component of it.
I mean, they've been trying to flex their money and trophies and whatnot for like the past some of their songs in the recent couple of years. So like, why not?
Warren with the hot takes today.
No, I'm just saying, like they've literally flexed their money. Why is that a hot take? They've done stuff outside the K-pop norm. They've become successful because they've done stuff outside the K-pop norm. You know what I mean? Continue doing that.
Good luck in the comment section, Warren. That's all I'm gonna say today. This week.
Why is that bad? They have money. Flex it.
No, I'm just saying the whole segment. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
I don't understand. Did I say something crazy?
I mean, honestly, I just feel like it's so difficult because BTS is kind of like there's no comparison that you can make to be like, oh yeah, like this is how this group did it or handled it, and maybe that's how they're gonna do it. So I feel like everything that's gonna happen moving on will be very interesting, solo wise, right? Like concept wise, theming wise. I feel like a lot of the members might differ from what they've been doing with the group, and I think that's good because I feel like it helps in that same aspect, right? Like refreshing your focus, like refreshing like your purpose, your goals musically. So I think it's an exciting time for them.
I also think that this is a really easy way to ease into the military stuff because like
it will
as
work
it stands,
out.
they probably going, y'all. Like as it
At
stands.
the moment, yes.
Yeah,
as
it will work
stands.
out.
And like, I'm really excited for like the solo stuff too. Like, I haven't been a huge fan of Suga's stuff, but like Mono off of RM's, Mono the mixtape from RM was pretty nice. And I'm thinking like, if he can actually do like a, full length album, like that might be really really cool. Who knows? Like,
Look forward to it.
I don't know what kind of music J-Hope wants to do on his own, other than Chicken Noodle Soup. So like.
There you go.
There you
That's
Bro,
the taste.
chicken noodle soup is a low key banger though. Like chicken noodles, like no one talks
G?
about that happened.
Yeah,
like no
more
one
of that.
talked about that J-Hope chicken noodle soup happened, bro. That's a great song, I think.
Dude,
God.
speaking of throwbacks, they should J-Hope should have been holding a bowl of chicken noodle soup in the front of the train. He'll be like, "That's
Little tease.
that was my thing." Yeah. More chicken noodle soup coming right up.
I'll talk about chicken noodle soup later when we get to the news section.
What? Okay.
Let's move to the last song, MCND. What? Wait,
Wat.
WAT1, something like that. I don't think the lyrics even gave you a hint as to what it's supposed to be, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it did, I kind of went over my head.
If you're an MCND fan and you know what the meaning of the song title is, please let us know, because I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm gonna call it Watt 1. Okay,
Watt 1.
That's what I'm gonna call Watt 1.
Wait, what did you say? What one?
All right,
Yes.
they're from TOP Media, debut 2020. Last 2 songs, Move and Crush, Na Na Na. Zero Music Show wins so far.
Maybe.
Hey, since you're feeling spicy, Warren, you said this is your least favorite song of the year not of the year, least favorite song of the week before we started the podcast.
Yeah, I said of the week. God, year is a very strong word. No, I mean,
Could you imagine if you instantly started with that?
I don't think was I that spicy today. God, MCND. We're at 1. No, it's song flows kind of well, right? To the point where it flows a little too well. To the point where I feel like it's a little repetitive. The verses feel like they just happen. They don't, they're just kind of there. The build up isn't there. It just repeats chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse. The verses are short, which brings out the repetitiveness, I think. And I think that's a critical issue with the track. Other than that, though, like the arrangement's good. The main like Western motif is kind of interesting. And I was like, okay, like, it really, really feels like they needed background music to their choreo, and that's what they got. And it's, doing a pretty good job of that, I would say. Like it's, I'm not sure if it's anything more than that. Like even like given that this is like, a pre-release for their mini album that's not even on Spotify. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not properly released yet and only viewable with this track video, which is basically a well-edited choreo video in my opinion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, here's the ironic thing.
Yeah.
I think MCND's choreo is their strongest thing, though. That's
It
why I
is.
feel like
It's not ironic at all. Yeah.
No. That's why I feel like, ironically, the fact that they don't have the budget of an A track, because it's a more just like a performance track video is what they're calling it. I think that actually helps them. Because I think a lot of time music videos have too much fluff going on, right? A lot of weird stuff, weird glamour shots and things like that, close-ups. I think that this song with this music video style works really well, because it's essentially a performance video with cool angles.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is.
Very
And
lots
honestly,
of drone movement.
I kind of like this song. They got a nice drum and bass thing going on, I felt. Whoever this long hair kid is in the middle all the time, I think he's doing so good. Whoever this guy
That was
is.
the highlight. I was like, his hair. Wow.
Yeah, this guy, he rocks it, dude. Like, I really do. I like, and the funny thing is though, they took all the stereotypical K-pop sets. We have the parking garage. We have the roof of something. We have the quarry shot. Like, we got all the classics here. Yeah, the quarry shot, dude. Everyone in Korea likes to pretend they're in a desert by going to this dirt quarry. I swear to God.
Yes.
Now you should do it like, because if you're a group like BTS, they actually go to a desert. It seems like, right? But everyone else just goes to this goddamn quarry somewhere in Korea. Real talk.
Very often now.
Yeah, everyone goes to this quarry.
It's for the kimchi western. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. That being said, I like the song. I think the song's a vibe. I had a good time vibing to this one. It was helping me while I was managing my soccer team in FIFA. You know, I was getting hyped with this one. Dude, I scored with Ronaldo while this song was playing, you know? Anita, how do you feel about this?
I feel like I find it interesting that they're going this route, because when they started off, they had more of a, I guess, hip hop inspired pop type of thing going on, which complemented their choreo really well. I really liked their first couple of songs because of how they incorporated both. This time around, it felt, I don't know, I still like their dancing. Choreo was nice, but it felt like the song didn't necessarily need it, if that makes sense, because it was more kind of like band rockish inspired, you know, like that type of genre that we've been seeing pretty often. Like the more darker styling as well, like the ripped jeans, the black, the reds. So it felt like it wasn't necessary, but it made sense because of their group, you know, and I guess this music video was that focus on it.
Hold up. So essentially, you completely disagree with me with what you're saying.
A little bit, and I'm a little surprised because I thought this would be more, since it's more performance based, you know, like it would be more eye catching, but I just didn't feel that the song instrumentally needed the choreo, and I don't know, maybe it's just a matter of like the genres and the dancing wasn't like leveled, like they complement each other that well. But I don't know, I guess it left me feeling like, oh, this is definitely a pre-release. This didn't feel like the main thing.
Okay, you agree there. Okay.
Yeah, so okay. I like that they're trying new things. I just don't know if it's the best way to go about it.
Maybe I am going crazy. I'm just disagreeing with everything you guys are saying. I don't know. I just feel like there's nothing that happened in the song that justifies listening to it on its own, really. Really?
Okay.
Yeah. What? You're bugging, dude.
I don't know. I think the end result was cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not blankly hating on anything today. Like, all of this I think is pretty cool. Like, yes. And this too. Like, the end result was really, really nice. Clearly they spent their budget on drones and nothing else. But I mean,
shout out to the drone driver. Driving drones with cameras is actually fairly difficult.
Dude, there was that one shot.
Movements.
There was that one shot, I can't find it right now, but like there was a shot where they go down the circular parking lot, and do a view of the members and then fly out. And I was like, man, this is so dope. Just like, I don't know what they're dancing right now because the drone moved away, but it's still really, really cool looking, you know? Like, and clearly it's not something, this video isn't something where MCND's company wanted to spend a lot of time with like special effects and cool editing cuts, you know, like kind of like 17 music video from last week.
Yes.
Right. But like at the same time, like I don't think I need all of that. It's just the whole video is a nice vibe. It's just the song itself without the video, you know, like.
Well, yeah, I guess the music video is very straightforward, and I think that can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you prefer. I just feel like the genre itself was like, it typically isn't necessary to have that much choreo for that type of instrumental, I think.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you there too. Like, I feel like the track was pop enough where like...
Pop enough, okay.
Right, it just didn't feel like a straight rock song, you know? I don't know, maybe...
Oh, no, yeah, it wasn't like... I think it's kind of like the same offshoots that we've been seeing a lot from what TXT has been doing in the past. And they kind of committed to that, and then they kind of minimized on choreo. So I don't know.
I like what they're wearing. Though. They have very big chains. You know?
Yeah.
Very large chain.
Okay.
It's a grungy aesthetic.
Nice large chain. All right, let's move on to other releases
Nice
this
big
week.
beautiful chains.
It includes Secret Numbers, Doom, Cheetah. Yeah, that's a one. Trends with Who, Kanghae One with Like a Diamond featuring Stella Jong. What a weird collaboration that is.
Interesting.
One Ho with Crazy and Bugaboo with Pop. All right, we're at Spice King. Last week there was double winners with Light Some Alive and aespa's Illusion both picking up their first crown, and in third place was Joe Yudi's Love Shish. Okay, the new candidates: Wua, Danger, BTS Yet to Come, MCND, Watt 1 is what I'm calling it. First place. I put the BTS song in first.
Oh.
Okay.
I like that one. I think I like it more than what was the song that they were like basically in their pajamas? Which
Permission
one was
to
that?
Dance?
No, that's
Oh.
not pajamas. the last like slow. Oh my god.
B? The one off B?
Yes, that one.
Wow, we can't. All right, shows how
We are just horrible. What podcast are we? Just Life Goes On.
Yes.
This is way better than Life Goes On, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Second place, I got aespa. What
Okay.
Illusion.
Okay.
That one's still a vibe. That one's funding my cyberpunk games right now.
Yes.
And then third place, I have MCND.
Okay.
That is my
Oh.
chart this week.
Okay.
I also have BTS in first.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess it's not like it's something groundbreaking lyrically, I think, but the sentiment behind it, and I think the execution of like the visuals and the references, and now the significance behind it as well. I don't know. I really feel like it makes sense, but it's not a sad note to me. So I'm excited for what's coming, and I don't know. The melody is really nice. The piano is really nice. So in first for now, BTS, and then second and third are the same from last week. So I'm keeping 17 in second place.
Wow.
aespa in third. 17 hot, still a performance piece, really, the choreo. And aespa, it is a vibe. It is that trap vibe. So I'm keeping it in third.
All right. I do want to note I made the chart before we started recording today, and it's still the same. Haven't changed it. I haven't changed
Okay.
this. And that's why Yet to Come by BTS is on second for me.
Okay.
I know I had a whole bit about its lyrics,
Yes.
and that is mostly because this is a great opportunity for them to do really, really well. And I just don't think that happened. And I know for a fact, like I'm looking back on the lyrics to Life Goes On because Doug mentioned it, and this is great. This is fine. Like
I didn't talk about the lyrics. I just said the song's worse.
I don't know. You were like, we're gonna get so much, like angry comments today. So I was like, oh, I'm getting scared, But
I mean, imagine you like a group and then someone comes along and says, "Well, the lyrics were shit." Like, how are you supposed to digest that?
here's the. I'm not saying.
No, you can't defend yourself. I'm just saying that's essentially what you did, my guy.
I'm not saying it's shit. I'm saying it could have been better.
No, you said you're even worse. You said I'm disappointed in the lyrics. I'm disappointed.
Oh no,
in you.
I am.
See, that's worse.
Is it? I don't.
It's worse.
I think there was room for
You know
it
what
to
your
be better.
parents go, "Oh, you're stupid," or your parents go, "I'm disappointed in you." It is way different. Everyone can relate to that.
Hey,
everyone can relate.
Hey, I still liked it. That's why it's on second. I like the
There it
vibes.
is.
Yeah, but I bet you some people
I like
got
the
so pissed,
melody.
some people got so pissed, they're like, "I'm done with this shit," and they didn't even get here, dude.
Dude, I had a whole bullet in my notes about Jimin and V in the beginning being like very lovely. Like I never talked about that because I didn't have the time to. I like the song.
Too late to
There you go.
apologize. Okay.
Second place for you.
Second place. All right. That means I have aespa with Illusion on first.
Really?
Whoa.
I'm still big into it. I'm just sorry.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a good vibe. Speaking of vibes, the other thing was also a vibe, and that's What Won by MCND.
Hey, yo.
What? I just didn't like. You guys are just angry at everything I do today. It's just,
I'm just surprised.
it's a vibe. the stuff from last week has kind of fallen off for me. That's my honest take on it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what WAT stands for. Maybe it's wet ass twerking. I don't know. Like
No, what?
What? What? Hey yo.
Oh no, you tell me. So there you go. I have
right.
aespa, BTS, and MCND.
I did some maths, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a weird chart, dude. So Gochu Gang, they gave aespa first place, BTS second,
Wow.
Okay.
Lightsum third,
Okay.
right? So that's their chart.
Okay.
Okay.
Because of the maths, BTS Yet to Come gets first place with 16 points, right? That's fairly standard.
Yeah.
Second place, aespa Illusion, 14. That's okay. Third place, 17 with Hot because of Adidas second place vote. Nothing else had more than 3 points.
Ignore me.
BTS Yet to Come first place, second place is aespa Illusion, third place is 17 Hot. That is the chart.
There we go.
Anita, hit us with the show winners.
Yes, we have NCT Dream with Beatbox. They won on Show Champion, M Countdown, Music Bang, Show Music Core, Inkao. 5 total wins so far. So they swept it up there. And then we have Joyuri with Love Shh, with her first win on the show. Congrats to her.
Oh. Shout out to Anita for like actually reading that properly.
Yes.
Because all week I've been saying love shit.
No.
No. Okay, you know how you told me there's no like t at the end of it?
I said that?
Joyuri says there's a t at the end of it. Like,
All right. Well,
All
Well, I guess in the Korean spelling,
also,
it is a little bit.
if you want to watch one of the most awkward first wins ever, watch this Joyuri thing.
Oh, no.
You know what happens?
Why?
She wins. She talks a little. She gets emotional. Then on TikTok, I saw this thing. There's these like bubble guns that have come out. There's these big thing. It has like 16 holes and it shoots a bunch of bubbles out. Right?
okay.
Oh, yeah.
And like Joyuri's celebration was she was gonna put on some safety glasses and shoot a bunch of bubbles. Right? That was gonna be her celebration.
Okay.
This is her first win ever, mind you. She gets the gun. It doesn't work. And you know how sometimes,
no.
like, someone could have just been like, oh, okay, it doesn't work. I'll just play, right? I'll just pretend,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She is so committed to trying to shoot these bubbles that she at one point looks to the side of the stage like, what the F am I supposed to do?
Oh, no.
It's so awkward.
Oh, man.
I'll send y'all the video. Look at like 3 minutes and 20 seconds in this video. It is so funny.
Dude, she's committed to keeping her promise. Shout outs to that, you know? She wants to
It's
shoot the
actually,
bubble.
for Martin, if you want to start, look at like 250. It's the funniest thing ever. She's like, it's like this bubble gun became her life for these for this like 2 minutes, and it just doesn't work, and she's trying so hard.
I feel like that's not awkward. She's trying.
It's a shame, though, that it didn't work, but...
And once you get,
a win is a win. So congrats to her.
I'm saying I'm not taking anything away from the win. If you look at like 255 too, she starts shaking the gun trying to make it work. She's just so committed.
She's like, my first solo win has been tainted with this gun.
Yeah, dude. And it just keeps going. At like 3:14 or so, she like looks off stage to her like crew and's like, what am I supposed to do with it?
You should have switched it. They should have had a backup.
Yeah, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. But shout out to her for winning.
Shout outs to the first win.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. This is the end of part 1. SojuTalk episode 193. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
What's up? We're back with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 193. Let's talk about some news and events from last week. So speaking of the BTS guys kind of doing solo stuff, right? This is up that alley. BTS's J-Hope and TXT have been announced as part of the lineup for Lollapalooza. In fact, I would consider them headliners.
Oh.
Because
Ooh,
J-Hope's on line 1 of his day, and TXT is on line 2. So
there you go.
there
you
you
know
go.
how those festival posters, like the bigger your name is on it, the bigger deal you are.
Yeah, yeah.
J-Hope's is maximum text size.
Maximum. No,
there
you're right.
you go.
There you go. Sunday lineup headliners are Green Day, J-Hope, Jane's
Yes.
Addiction, The Kid Laroi, and Charlie XCX. J-Hope is second.
That's headliner.
He's
Yeah.
second, dude.
Second, dude.
He's sitting on top of Denzel Curry. Like how big he is right now. Isn't that crazy? Like,
Dude, he's like sitting he's like 3 people ahead of Charlie XCX. Like she's like queen of pop right now. Like, dang.
if you told me 20 years ago there's gonna be a Korean kid who's headlining a musical festival next to Green Day, I would think you're insane.
to Green
Like, he's literally next to Green Day. I want J-Hope to take a picture with Green Day. I think that'd be one of the
Make it
craziest things
happen.
ever.
Dude, no,
Um,
I want J-Hope to take a picture with 100 Gex. It's on
Yes.
Thursday. It's on Thursday, so it's a bit of a stretch, but I want that to happen. Like,
Yo, and then also TXT's on the same day as J. Cole, Big Sean, like
Whoa.
wow, yeah.
YG,
J.
like-
Cole sitting on TXT. Yeah.
Willow. Like they're all on the same day. Isn't that ridiculous?
Man, look at that. I
Who
don't
would have
know.
thought we'd
Wow.
ever get to hear?
It's kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm hoping that by the time I'm stretching it a little bit, but given that they said they're doing solo stuff, maybe we'll have some solo music from J-Hope by then. I know I'm being very, very optimistic with a
Hopefully,
very
yeah.
tight line, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like I was looking back on the stuff they've done as solos, and I don't think J-Hope's done too much except a couple singles here and there. You know, he's
Yeah.
never done a mixtape like Suga or RM has. So I'm like, ooh, you know, I wonder what he's interested in. Kind of curious, you know? Like,
Yeah, and sort of related, but there's reports that V, Park Seo-joon, Choi-Sik, Park Hyun-sik, and Peak Boy, they're gonna be on the Soup spin-off show called the Soup Friendship Trip. So V's basically going on a camping trip with the bros, his
Oh.
friends.
Are
That's
they?
also happening.
Where did they? I feel like they have something in common, right?
No,
Is it a
they're
drama?
all just friends. Those guys.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
In the soup. Yeah, there
In
you
the
go.
Soup. Yeah, so the Soup is one of those BTS variety type things. So it's a spin-off of it, and it's basically V and his friends are going camping.
Nice.
And I want to make it clear, it's for the folks who are not like super into Korean TV. This is not soup as in like edible soup. This is like
The forest.
The forest,
Right, the
yeah.
forest.
Yeah, the forest.
yeah, soup
Alright.
means Korean, forest in Korean.
Next, ahead of Girls' Generation 15th anniversary, JTBC confirms Girls' Generation's upcoming variety show, Soshi Tam Tam, will air next month in July. So they're literally getting a
Nice.
variety show.
That's cute.
Another 15th anniversary thing. I just found this here. I forgot to write this down. Kara is in talks to reunite for a 15th anniversary project.
God,
Kara.
it's been.
I
a
feel
while.
like there's still a lot of residual Girls' Generation fans, but if you're like a fan of Kara, you've been here a minute, you know?
It's been a
Oh, yeah.
minute.
It's been a minute. I'd be kind of down for that too.
I'd be kind of
right?
down for that too. Does that? Are we gonna include the former members like Nicole and Kang Ji-young in that, or is it just gonna be 3 folks?
Let me check this out.
Because the current lineup is Gyuri, Seungyeon, Youngji, since Kuwata passed away a couple
The
days ago,
passing, yeah.
right? So we had Nicole and Kang Ji-young officially leave.
all the members, I believe.
Dang.
5.
Are they including the weird girl who was in the first track and nothing else? Like,
Okay, no.
Okay.
The core members plus Youngji, I
okay,
think.
okay. Youngji's a core member, sir. Please. There was an extensive audition process to
There
add her to
was.
the group.
Yes, wasn't that the
That was the
one
whole
where
thing.
she beat out the Solman from Card, I believe, to make it into that group?
I had no clue. Apparently.
Pretty sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
Next one, IST Entertainment confirms A Pink unit with Chorong and Bomi.
Oh wow.
They will release their first album in
Nice.
July.
Cool.
So A Pink is going through a bit of a change too because Naeun left the group, right? If I remember correctly. So now we are getting the first kind of music after that. So we're getting Chorong and Bomi.
No, I don't think I remember a girl group unit with only 2 folks.
It's
in
been a
long
while.
time. Yeah, like Sister 19. I think that was the last one.
That was
Unless I'm
the-
crazy.
They were great. Great bops from them. 4 Minute, I think, had something too.
No, Irene Sugi, dude.
I mean, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Never mind.
God damn it. Finally, a group called Red Square is a girl group. They have rebranded to Iris with 2 R's for some reason. They will also now be managed by Mellow Entertainment, which is the company of Tri B and Hong Legion. So Elris had that rebrand to Alice, right?
Yes.
I don't know how well it went. I don't feel like it gained the most ridiculous traction in the world, right? How do you feel about rebranding? That's like what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, it's an interesting topic for today.
I feel like it can work out, but it needs to be drastic enough that it makes sense. You know, that it makes like, oh yes, this was definitely needed because you're not the same group, you know, concept-wise.
I can't say much because of legal reasons.
Okay.
but one of the companies I used to work for in the past essentially did something similar, right? We
Okay.
essentially did a relaunch. And I don't know the full depth of the analytics that came in as a result. But there is a reason we did it, and I think the reason was well justified, right? Like what happens is you identify a couple issues, right, with the core product you have, right? And then you're like, well, if we fix those problems, give it a new, fresh name so that we get rid of the old image, who knows? Like, that might be successful. The original fans are going to know who these new folks are because they've been following these folks anyway. So what you're doing is you're retaining the old fandom, trying to expand out a little bit and fix the issues you have in the past, you know?
On the good end, you end up with a Dreamcatcher.
Right.
I think that's the prime example, though. Like, if I remember correctly, was Dreamcatcher doing what they do now?
They were doing Minx and they were doing Bubblegum Pop.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the change was so drastic that it was like, yes, this makes sense because you are not the same group.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't think Red Square's music, I don't know too much about them, but I doubt that it was too experimental, right?
Right.
When you do a rebrand like that, you really need to pivot and burn everything in the past. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, what you do in order to have even a shot, I think, so because inherently your company is admitting, hey, what we're doing now just doesn't work, right? That's essentially what you're admitting. And we're going to try something else. In order to have even a shot of like a rebrand working better than the original, you need to change up what you're doing drastically, I feel.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do that, personally speaking. Like,
really?
Especially with like Red Square's case where like they had one single and nothing else.
Yeah, they did.
Like, anything they're gonna do at this point is gonna be drastic enough.
Okay, I didn't know they only had one song, to be fair.
I mean,
here's the thing.
but I feel like why, if you found those issues, right? Like you mentioned, Warren, like you find the issues.
Why couldn't we just have fixed it as Red Square, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, I don't think it makes sense to continue with the same name, and especially in the case of this group, right? Because they have new management, right? First of all, right? Their lineup is changing. We don't know completely how, right? Like, that to me is like kind of significant of a change to the point where I'm like, okay, like I kind of justify a rebrand of the group, you know? Like,
wait, I can see why they're rebranding.
Why?
Why?
You don't see any of the girls' faces in the music video.
Oh yes, I remember this song now.
Okay, this makes so much more sense now.
I remember.
But the thing is, like, I found like that concept interesting because I felt like, oh, we're doing something focusing on vocals or something. Like, I feel like, are they just flipping and just doing something like typical group promotions now? Like, faces everything. It's not about the vocals. That's my question, because I feel like your first concept was pretty unique. It was interesting enough.
They did the experimental first, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this a track called Colorful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I can't see it anymore because their video is down.
Oh no.
What?
No, there's another mirror up here. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, you're right. You literally just never see the members' faces.
So I guess good thing we have context now, right? Good thing we're learning, guys. We're learning on the fly. It seems like the company was like, well, we made a big oof here. No one knows what our kids look like, right? I think that's what it essentially is.
Personally, I feel like it wasn't an oof. It was just like not knowing how to follow it up.
True.
Because I feel like it piqued my interest at the time, and I remember it now. But I feel like there was nothing after to follow it up with. That I guess they were like, I don't know, maybe this isn't gonna work, and then they just just decided to like scrap it.
Let me give a little more context, because I imagine most of our listeners probably don't know "Colorful" by Red Square.
Okay.
The official video is down because it used to be on their original management's YouTube channel, which is gone.
Okay.
Right? There's another version of it up on Soul Music YouTube channel, which is essentially, I believe, like a channel for one of their publishers. And I'm scrolling through the video right now. I can't hear the audio because I'm recording Doug's voice and Anita's voice, but they literally have one of those see-through blindfolds on members' faces, and like they're always in the shadows whenever they don't.
Yep.
You literally don't see them. And the top comment reads, "The one who thought about this comment is a genius. You have no choice but to focus on the song itself and their skill." That's definitely a good comment. But at the same time, the way this industry works is not.
It's all visual. This is a visually based industry.
Right. The song itself and skill is never going to take you enough. It's never enough of a selling factor where it's going to carry the entire product throughout its sales cycle, really. Like,
I think only a company like some of the big four could possibly try something like this, because there's an inherent fan base for their company. And there's that air of mystery would kind of lend itself to like, the fans being like, man, this is kind of hype, right? But when you're, what?
Sorry, you're listening to the song right now, right? On your own audio. Is the song like good, like very good?
The song's kind of good.
Oh,
that's okay. That's what I'm saying though. Like I feel like I agree. If you're a small group, you kind of do have to focus on vocals, because that's a part of the industry. I mean, visuals is a part of the industry. But I do feel like if you do it quick enough, like if you do the follow-up correctly, like it works in your favor because you piqued interest.
I disagree though, because I don't know how the hell you would follow this up.
I think that was the issue. Like they didn't know how to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the problem is, how are you supposed to sell albums when no one knows what your kids look like?
I think, okay, if I was introduced to this group like it is, my expectation would be like, okay, so this was to kind of get people curious, but immediately after, you need to do like a blindfold, taking off the blindfold type of deal at some point, like quickly. Like you shouldn't let this drag on. This shouldn't be the concept where you never see their faces.
No, Anita, I disagree with you even there. Like that should that should happen even earlier is what I'm saying, right? Like
within this music video it should happen.
Right. Like here's what it should have been. Like what should have happened near the end of the second chorus. I'm assuming there's like a dance break or pre-bridge whatever, right? That happens. It's K-pop. That's going to happen. When that happens, there should be a scene where they slowly unmask themselves and like.
Okay, I agree with that. Then, yes.
I disagree. No, I disagree with you. You know why I disagree? The most interesting thing about Pink Fantasy is the bunny whose face we don't see.
And Pink Fantasy is incredibly successful.
Touche.
I apologize to all the Pink Fantasy fans who have been sacrificed to my joke.
Can we as a K-pop collective allow Pink Fantasy to win so we could see who? Because I'm 90% sure it's their CEO under the bunny mask.
Dude, everyone
I'm 90% sure.
Everyone thinks it's the CEO.
I want. You know how like you have something you're pretty sure, like if you open the box you know what you're gonna get, but you still want to open it.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. I just want there to be articles like, yeah, it was their CEO under the mask. How crazy is that, right? Like
maybe like whoever Taewon is, maybe they're like, I kind of want to take off the mask now. Like I just want to let them know that like I'm actually the CEO. Like I imagine by this point where you're like 3-4 years in, 4 years in, yeah, they're 4 years in. I would be like, this mask is kind of hot, which. Like hot as in like, sweaty, like
yes,
you gotta dance in that. And like, I understand her mask has been minimized. So we see the latter have her, the bottom half of her face now. But like, still like it's, I feel like it's a lot harder to dance if you have like a mask on your head, whether it be small or big.
Now that we've seen less of the mask and you could see her eyes, it's 100% their CEO. like, no dude, it's their CEO. Yeah, I just want to bring up this thing to talk about rebranding. It's a big risk. But
It is.
as for a certain point for some of these groups, as long as the company's willing to throw more money at it, you have nothing to lose, right? It's not like you were selling a ton of albums previously.
Well, I mean, you still have to be concerned about it because nobody has infinite amounts of money, right? But what I'm getting is Mellow Entertainment, who picked up this group, is thinking
These kids are good.
These
The
kids have
package was
talent.
bad,
There's
right?
potential, right? The delivery, the execution was poo-poo. Maybe they have something to work with here, and that's why they're debuting this, folks. Adding a couple more folks in, like they have Nina in the group now. Who's that? I don't know. You tell me, man. Like,
All right. Open discussion. I mean, I've been kind of busy. Fishing industry's in full swing.
Oh, yeah?
I've been getting a
Summer.
lot of deliveries.
Yeah.
It's summer. We're in the busy time.
Yep.
I'm relatively tired. I'm playing with my cat a lot. Nice guy.
Boots.
Boots is a great guy.
wow.
I'm gonna be an uncle soon. That's weird.
My gosh.
Cyberpunk. I've been slow playing Cyberpunk. I've been doing every side mission before I do the main mission.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, here's a hot take. Cyberpunk as it is now is a better game than Fallout 4. It's a
Oh.
hot take.
Oh.
I've had more fun playing Cyberpunk than Fallout 4. Just saying.
Sometimes I'm scared of like video game fans. Like,
Really?
like some of the review videos I'll watch and the comments.
Oh,
will
they're
be
brutal.
very-
They're brutal.
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
people poo on games and then you pick them up down the line and you're like, this ain't that bad. Like
Yeah.
Steam rating system is very brutal. If anything's bad on the release or any features kind of bad, people absolutely dumpster on a game.
Yeah. Every time I unintentionally scroll down to like a video game donkey comment section or like an IGN comment section, I'll be like, man, these people are angry. Because Super Mario Bros. 2 is on first. Like that. Kind of
the game I've been playing lately is it's a roguelike. So it's essentially a dungeon crawler. You make a team and you go through like dungeons and stuff, right? But the interesting thing about it is the combat is based on cards. So it's a deck building combat system.
What is this game called?
Across the Obelisk.
Oh.
The other one is called Slay the Spire, is the more popular deck
Right.
building game. So I found a new one called Across the Obelisk. It's a lot of fun. Like
Sounds interesting.
yeah, so you play the game. There's different characters who have different abilities. Like this character is great at this, or this character is good at defense. So you try to build the team, and then as you play the game, you get stronger and stronger. So you learn how the game works, the mechanics of the game, and you try to build like a super efficient deck that's overpowered.
Okay.
So yeah, so the combat is you get to hand the cards and you get to play a certain amount of cards and stuff. But I've had a lot of fun with it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon card, like the actual card game, this is
Yeah.
kind of these type of games are perfect for you. So it's card.
I'm like
Like,
looking
deck
at
building.
I'm looking at screenshots from Google right now.
Mhm.
Are there like furries in this game? Like, is that a
What do you mean furries in this game?
I don't know. Just like I'm
What?
seeing like humanoid wolves and pigs just walking around.
He's literally a werewolf.
Oh, he's a werewolf.
Oh,
He's a werewolf, and the pig is literally a monk pig, dude.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude, are you into furries?
No,
You
I'm,
see?
I'm just saying. I'm wondering if that's what you're into. Just
I mean, my team right now is werewolf guy, poisonous lizard,
okay.
fire old man, and squid guy. That's my team right now.
Oh wait, I think I found the squid guy. Squid guy.
Yeah,
looks,
squid guy's overpowered. He's the dark magician
Yo,
essentially.
He straight up looks like a very.
He's supposed
OP
to
dude.
be he's supposed to be the support on your team, so he's supposed to hit your team, but he's just like all damage. Like
You know what?
Dang.
I don't want to describe this person on the show right now because if you don't know who this person is and you have time, I would Google this person. But I don't even know what the name is. Kind of looks like a Protoss thing.
yeah.
From StarCraft.
No, I
yeah.
can see that. But yeah, I've been playing that. So it's a lot of replayability. Different. You get
cool.
different cards and stuff each round, each game you play. Like,
Wait,
it's
can
fun.
you play as a corn?
No, you
Corn?
fight corn. You're fighting the
you're
corn.
Fighting corn.
And the
okay.
best
Oh,
thing
wow.
about this game is you can co-op 4 people, and each of you have a deck for your character.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So people play this co-op as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so Across the Obelisk, highly recommend. I think it's like $20, so it's a good time. Yeah. All right, what about you, Anita? I mean, you went to a baseball game.
How's that?
Yes. Yeah, I have some relatives over, so it's been really nice. It's been really hot in the
Really,
Midwest.
Michigan's hot. It's not that hot right here, so it's hot by you though.
Yes, we got a heat warning
Oh,
because it's gonna be over 100 degrees Fahrenheit
Oh my
in the next
God.
couple of days.
How,
Yeah.
you went to Chicago, right? So
Yes.
Wrigley. How'd you? I visited Chicago in the winter. Wrigley's a really nice area and stadium.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. It was my first time going to an MLB game. Very nice, very exciting. A little sad. The locals, Cubs lost, but yeah, very interesting. I think baseball is very, very interesting if you understand it. If you know like what's going on.
Baseball's a lot of like. Baseball, you got a lot of downtime. You talk to the people near you, right? You're watching
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's a very social sport, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a key differentiator between sports that are popular in America and elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm like that, this kind of applies to football as well. Like
American football, there's downtime between each play. Yes.
right. There's like there's like a break between moments, and then you're like, okay, this is the moment is gonna happen. The moment's gonna happen. You know it's coming. That kind of deal. Whereas like
Yeah.
games like soccer, for instance, like it's just a constant back and forth kind of deal.
My favorite sport to watch in person is ice hockey, though. It's the most hype.
Oh, I've never been.
There's a certain number one with ice hockey, it's the sport that you're closest to the action. Like there's the plexiglass wall and dudes get hit into it in front of you and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
While
yeah.
you're playing.
It's very violent.
And like it's gotten less violent with time
No, I
as
think
all
that's
sports
the
have.
point of it, isn't it?
But like there's a certain feeling, the smell of the ice, the atmosphere, like
Oh,
it's a lot of fun. I've been trying to drag Warren to a Devils game for a while, but maybe
I wanna
this
go.
year or next year is the year.
I've seen a couple of hockey games in my life.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Toronto, part of my life too. So
there it
you
is.
know, hockey. Yeah, I think the last time I went was in high school with a friend who was visiting from South America.
Oh.
If you
You went to Red Wings?
Yeah, I went to a Red Wings game.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it wasn't,
okay.
we lost horribly, but that's okay. Things happen.
Oof.
Yeah, I know he listens to the show sometimes, so shout out
Hey
to you.
Warren,
if you
do you
listen.
Shout
want to
out.
go to So I'm gonna ask you that. I haven't told you about this.
Okay.
You want to go to a Red Bulls game in August potentially?
Red Bulls
Soccer.
game in-
It's soccer.
You said Red Bulls.
Yeah, New York Red Bulls.
I haven't seen a single American soccer game.
Bro, it's New York Red Bulls. It's on the way to if you take the path, it's right before Newark Penn Station.
Really? Okay, that's actually
not
not too
bad.
far. Yeah, no, I'd be down.
Okay.
I honestly had no clue that's what they're called. I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah, that's our local team. It used to be the Metro Stars when I was growing up, but now
Wait.
they're the New York Red Bulls.
okay, no, see, okay, I was confused because I'm a lot more familiar with New York City FC.
Yeah. So that's the New York City team. If you're like New Jersey or something, we like the Red Bulls. that's our team. Yeah, they have this it's a pretty new stadium. It's a good time.
Okay, yeah, I'd be down to watch soccer. I'm down.
Okay, yeah, I've been meaning to ask you because I think one of my friends Matt and we might be going to one in August.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Ooh.
My life has been pretty nice. Do you guys want me to talk about indie Korean music or Stranger Things?
Either. I don't watch Stranger Things too much, but I know the story.
Yeah, I know loosely about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've been marathoning it so that
Nice.
by the
The
time
Demogorg.
the second half of season 4 drops, I can watch it. That's July 1st. So I've been marathoning it. I saw season
God
1 and
damn.
2 over the weekend.
Okay.
Wow.
It wasn't too long. It's 8 episodes each. You know? Eight,
Okay,
eight
that's not
episodes, an hour each. That's like 16 hours. That's not too bad. Come on, Doug. You've watched anime. That's not. You know that's not too
Bro,
long.
I watched 100 episodes in like 5 days of it.
There you go.
Oh my
Or-
god.
So far it's really really interesting. I don't obviously don't want to spoil it too much, because both of you.
It's a
haven't seen
good
it.
it's a good show. It's a good show. I've seen
Yeah.
I think I've seen the first season through.
I did like the first season a lot more. And the second season feels a little more slice of lifey, and I kind of like
It's
that.
a
too.
vibe though. That whole show has a certain aesthetic to it that's very nice.
Yo, no, there's this like I don't know, something about the 80s aesthetic is just really pleasant.
Ooh,
you know?
yes.
Just
They
very-
hit it real well.
Right, just very retro, and like even though it has like very little relevance to me, because like 80s in Korea is very different, like very poor.
It gives me like, so I'm in the 90s, so I was like the end of that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But the vibe still kind of hits with me while I watch the show. You like it though?
Yeah, no, so far it's good. I don't know. I don't know what I want to say about it. It's nice so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna watch season 3 and 4 soon. If you have, please don't send me spoilers through the DM. I will block you immediately the moment that happens. Somehow I've made it this far without watching spoilers, because that's the first thing I do typically when I watch stuff. You know, like everything. I
Me
just
too.
read the spoilers
Yo,
first.
I always read the spoilers.
Dude, it's way better
Oh
of an
my
adventure
God.
if you
It's
know what's
way
gonna
better.
happen. Yeah,
Because here's the
No,
thing.
it's not.
You need to know, is it worth my investment?
there you
of
go.
time.
There you go.
Because sometimes you like, I read up on the ending of something, and everyone in the comments like the ending's absolute trash. It's horrendous.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, it's not worth the journey.
Right.
You know.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like stuff like Marvel movies recently,
Like Darling in the Franxx. It's just not worth it.
Right. No, the ending is awful, and it ruins the entire show. If you have read the
Exactly.
spoilers, you know to stop at a certain episode, and then it's a good story. You know, it's a perfect story. You know.
Anita does not agree. She's been
disagree.
shielding. I'm not gonna say what properties it is, but like Anita has been shielding herself from certain endings for like years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I
she's
want
been
to see it
shielding
through
herself.
as I watch it.
We spoiled the last episode of Queendom. Last
Oh
episode.
yeah, sorry about
Okay,
that.
Sorry about
okay,
that.
okay.
That was not
Okay.
intended.
Was it more okay? How many people were pissed at us? We're not pissed, but let us.
Not
I know a
too.
couple people
Here's the
did.
thing. Not too many. And the person who brought it up, said that they weren't mad about it. They just wanted to bring it up so that people are aware of it.
For others, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, I'll give my take on this though, because I, as a person who also doesn't like spoilers, right? And when I watch a show, you know, that's ongoing, right? It's still being aired weekly, you know. Sometimes sometimes things come up, you don't have the time to watch it immediately when it was released, or like with some shows where you don't speak the language, like it takes a while to get a translation out. So I understand it. I think it had been a week, almost.
no,
I think it was a
it's
little
been
less than a week.
It's been like
A
4
little
days.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. Like
Yeah.
it was not on purpose. Like it completely went over my head as well.
Yeah. No.
But-
I,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, for me, from my perspective, like we didn't really watch the show, but I was just reporting it as news. You know? what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like,
don't think.
the intention
any
wasn't
parties
to
at
say like,
fault.
hey guys, do you know who the winner is? My thing was like, well, it was one of the major news things, obviously, because that was a big
Yeah.
event in K-pop that week.
I
I
we
don't know.
should next time. Yeah.
I understand that you can look at it as like a sporting event, but I know for a fact that is not how the majority views it, and I don't get to say what the majority says. Like that's just out there as a fact. So I'm just gonna go with that. And the fact of the matter is,
We'll try to do a
lot of
better
people
thing,
just-
but
Yes.
I guess the word, like we'll try better, but at the same time, if it's K-pop news related and it's that week, it might be in the news section.
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
we'll definitely try to be more aware of it. That being said,
Yeah.
me personally, I love my spoilers.
I know you guys do.
In the last couple of years, every Marvel movie other than Black Widow, I knew what was
Why?
happening before going into it, you know?
Why?
And I'm excited for the adventure regardless of you know, like
That's so interesting to me.
even though if for instance, let's say character A dies, just someone named character A dies throughout somewhere in the movie or the show, I know what's happening, but I'm still nervous regardless, you know? It's gonna happen. Is it gonna happen now? Like, you know, the tension is still there. It's all about the adventure. That's what I'm telling you. You know, like we've had this conversation already. You know, it's all about the tension and the adventure. That being said, I'm doing a different route. I'm doing a different route of things, and for Stranger Things, I'm watching it without spoilers. And I don't think there's a huge twist or anything so far. Like I thought character B is gonna die, and character B died. So I'm like, okay, you know, like.
Yeah,
Pretty
I guess
straightforward.
that's just how I look at it. But at the end of the day, that's not how everyone else looks at it. So
Yes.
That being said, Stranger Things is cool. I guess I don't
Oh
have
my
anything
goodness.
too significant to say about it.
okay, in retrospect, I don't know if this person still listens to it. Warren, you once spoiled like some kind of hip hop show
Show Me the
6
Money?
weeks after the fact or something. as to who won it.
Okay, 6 weeks is a little funky.
And I remember someone was angry at you for spoiling it, and I was like, "That's a bit much," you know. I remember that.
6 weeks.
It was
is a
5 or
little
6 weeks, right after the fact.
Like
and someone was still pissed off at you.
Like I think like 3 weeks or 2 weeks ish is like that makes sense, right? Like
Yeah.
And I know it's a little different for like Korean shows because some people wait for the subs to come out and like right, like that's the thing. So maybe that's the context there. But I don't remember the situation in specific.
Yeah, but I do remember something like that once happened, and we were both like, "I feel like 5-6 weeks is enough time to watch it, my guy."
Yeah, no, 5-6 weeks, and you're like, and like, let's say that was like, I don't know, like, well, like Show Me the Money season 9, Lil Boy won. He made so many posts on his Instagram about him winning, like. That being said,
we got anything else? I think it's been a fun episode. We covered a lot of stuff today. We had good discussions.
Interesting episode today.
Next week though, Wednesday, Drippin' Pixie Omega X. Thursday, Dawn, the P Nation Dawn. You know, we're getting him. Friday, The Boys Via Universe. Monday, Kepler and Luna, which is gonna be fire. Plus, La Pillis is debuting, so that's MLD Entertainment's new girl group that has no Nakashana in it.
Oh.
Okay, this is like a low-key stacked lineup.
Yeah, right? This is low-key stacked. I kind of want to cover
5.
at least La Pillis, Kepler, Luna, Dawn. What else do you want to cover, Warren, potentially?
I want to do Drippin', I want to do Dawn, I want to do The Boys, I want to do La Pillis, Kepler, Luna. That's 6.
Well, I could drop The Boys because it's Universe, to be fair.
Well, you never know. You never know.
If we had to. If we had to. But definitely the 3 on Monday, definitely want to talk about, right? I think MLD Entertainment is a fascinating company. I think it's just that's the best way to put it, because like after the success of Momoland and then the pretty much like steady decline of Momoland and the legal issues with Daisy going on, and then Yanu leaving the group, you never know what you're getting with them, right? So
and then we have Nonaka Shana joining the group, so
it's gonna be fun.
This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time with episode 194. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna be a star. Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based, Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.